What it do, what it is. You already know the vibes. It's your boy, Mr. Bell, aka can't say your name up on this pod. Might not with you tomorrow. June is men's mental health. And I feel like we need to have a conversation about men and their mental health. So I brought my favorite two fellas with me. First, Mr. Break Glass himself. What up, with?
What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good mental health month and has taken the time to absorb the world for what it is.
And then what's up, Jeff?
Hey, what's up with you, Q? How you doing today, man?
I am doing. That's what I was saying. I am doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
What you doing?
a living. I try to do what I'm doing is trying to live at this point. But I got Joe here, I got Will here, we got Teddy here as well. We ain't had Teddy on the pod in a minute. Teddy's here, but he's gonna be here in a second. But I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. And Will, let me ask you, how you feel like your mental health is right now?
Mhm. So, me personally, I don't pay much attention to my mental health. Uh, I feel like I've been through so much throughout life that I've figured that life's gonna continue to go on, stronger or not. So I just kind of sweep it under the rug. I don't really deal with it. But I don't ever really see um, the effects of my mental health. I just try to kind of wrap it all up into a bow, act like it don't exist.
Why do you think that is? That you try to wrap it all up?
Uh, I guess it's the easiest way to deal with shit, right? To be brutally honest, I can come out and say, oh, I take time out and I do yoga and all this bullshit. No, I don't do all that. I just keep it moving. That's how I deal with mental health. Keep it moving. Uh, I guess I always think that like somebody's going through more than I am. To be happy that you're not them and just keep them.
Yeah, now I go through that myself a lot as well. Joe, what about you? Same question. How you feel like your mental health is?
Man, I'll be honest with you right now. It's been better. It's also been worse. But like for instance, as you are aware, I just had my surgery. I'm out of work right now. They cut off my disability check. I got to go through getting all that back. So it's like I'm literally waking up in the morning with 37 cents in my bank account. I'm blessed because it ain't in the negatives, but also, I'm looking at my girlfriend like, I'm sorry I can't contribute right now. Like, it is what it is. I mean, I'll bounce back. So, but, you know, ups and downs, man, ups and downs.
Yeah, I think that's the best way for me. I'm not at my best place, but I also ain't at my worst.
Yeah.
I mean, we my job recently went through some changes, so my money ain't what it used to. It took a pay dip, and I every week I'm looking at my paycheck like, oh yeah, that's right. I don't get paid as much as I used to. Yeah, great. I'm gonna make do with what I can, I guess. And then you try to make do, and something ain't getting due. Something else is due. So like, oh, yay, right? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the perfect way to describe my mental health right there. It ain't the worst it's been. It sure is not the best. But Joe, man, I feel like this is just me, and you could. I want you to tell me if you see the feel the same way if I'm wrong. I feel like the mental health of a man. Oh, well, Joe in here. Will
What's up?
I feel like the mental health for a man it became a topic here recently. It ain't always been a thing. I feel like it became a
No,
thing in the past couple years.
yeah, almost definitely. It wasn't always a thing. Uh, and they say that it was a thing because men were supposed to just be rocks, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. It goes back to as simple as men don't cry. Like that statement in itself lets you know how mental health probably was at that time, right? Like that lived with
About
us
that
for
disconnected.
lived with us for a long time. Men don't cry, so you knew they didn't take mental health into consideration. You're just as strong because you're a man, right? Like you don't show cracks because you're the man, and it's just what it was. So eventually, people start thinking like, "Hey, men are humans too," and they go through shit. So yeah, they we should be worried about their mental health because if they are going to be those strong individuals that we want them to be, they at least need to be able to be those strong.
yeah. No, I agree. Like I can't think of when the turning point was. I think a lot of stuff I point to. I think we had this conversation before was COVID. Point to COVID and things became. I think the world, especially this country, but I will say the world has became more open to other ideas and thoughts. I think maybe a little bit before then, it became okay for men to say my mental health ain't the best right now.
Right.
Joe, when a,
Yes.
when somebody says mental health to you, a man's mental health, what do you
Uh
think
huh. Honestly, I think it's a good thing that we can finally have this discussion. That's the first time popped in my head. Is I'm happy that we've reached a point now where it's not as taboo as it used to be to even bring that up. And I also think about how, even though we have made progress, it's still so much progress that we need to make. In
now? Right, we not where we used to be, but we farther from
Yeah,
where
like
we
exactly, exactly.
far from where we used to be.
Yes.
All right, Teddy's in the building. Teddy, well, let me ask you because I asked him too. How's your mental health right now?
Life is, and every man gonna understand this when I say this. Life is just life. You're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs, but
Uh huh.
there's nothing really you could do but get up in the morning and be like, all right, I'm still alive, so why not knock
That's
it
true.
out?
That's very true.
And I know it sucks to say that because, like, we go through mad stuff. Like, I'm a single father, you feel me, of a 6-year-old autistic daughter. And I also take care of my handicapped 70-year-old mother on top of that. And like I was just even telling her today, like, yo, you don't understand, like, I need a break. And it's hard to ask for that when you got two people sitting here like, hey bro, we can't move unless you move. So what you got going on? So it's been up and down. It's a roller coaster, but every day I try to be better.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask all y'all, but Teddy, since you was just talking, I'm gonna ask you. When you going through the damn moments, how do you try to bring yourself out of
You want the God honest truth?
God out of truth?
I'm either gonna crash out or I'm gonna smoke a blunt and sit on my patio with a cup of whiskey or a cup of Hennessy. So it's gonna be one or two ways. Like I'm not even gonna hold you. Like even today, like a dude cut me off in traffic and then brake checked me. So I'm like, I bet. I got my daughter in the car too. So I pulled up next to him. We had a red light now. And I live in Texas. I literally took my thing out and I scratched my head with it. And I was like, hey, bro, you don't know the day that people be having. Chill out.
I'll pull up on them at the red light. Come on,
Bro,
Teddy.
my child in the car, bro.
You know, I feel it.
And like you brake checking people on the highway? All right,
Oh,
you gonna
it
have
was
to
on
see
the
me
highway.
about that.
Yeah,
You gonna have to
it's on
see
the
me
highway.
about that. All right. You don't know how I feel today. You don't know what I even had to go through today. You don't know how hard it was for me to get up out my bed, and you playing games with somebody's life, and only thing they trying to do right now is survive. Be smart about what you doing. I'm not about to cause you no pain because I don't know what day you having. Shit, I piss you off, you liable to pull out your thing and shoot me.
Let me see something.
It's so damn true, yo.
Let me see something. And driving as much as I do, driving causes me mental health problems. People, I just
Bro.
see so much, and it's like, but whether it be people not getting over for semis, people like you said, people doing the brake checking, people speeding up, cutting you off to go nowhere.
Go to the
Now I
same
gotta
red
slam.
light you going to.
Now I gotta slam on my brakes. You could have just stayed where you was at, or you sped in front of me to to turn in front of me. So now I got to brake. Well, you could have just got behind me because there's no other cars back there. Don't get me started. Because Joe, you know, as much as we drive, mental health,
Oh yeah.
bro.
Oh man.
Like people
Tough.
need to
Road
realize you don't
rage
know
is a
what
real
people
thing.
are going through. You never know what somebody going through. And like I come from the hood, bro. I've literally watched people crash out over
Uh-huh.
$5. Imagine somebody you playing with somebody's life.
Mm-hmm. Because life is so precious, man. That's a head out of time, man. Life is so precious. You got to take advantage of the one you got because there is no other. You hear me? Uh,
No.
Joe, when you same question I asked Teddy. When you get down, when the mental health, when it becomes too much for you, how do you cope?
Yeah.
How do you handle it?
Uh, well, I guess that depends on what kind of state of mind I'm in at that moment. Like if I'm in a bad way and I get into a dark place, it becomes a thing of substance abuse. That's been my whole thing my whole life really. Is like when I get into that bad part, I always ran away from like whatever I was facing. And up until last December, that was how I coped with everything. It was like, oh, are you not feeling good? Oh, has your mind got you in a bad way? You can hide from all that if you just take this or you do this or you know what I'm saying, whatnot. I've learned now that that doesn't necessarily get rid of the problem. That just hides the problem. That masks it. You still got to wake up the next day and you got to deal with that shit. And like a lot of the times, it only adds on to the problem that you're facing. So, as painful as it is, I've learned that the best way to deal with these things is like deal with them head on. Have conversations you don't want to have. Look in the mirror at yourself and what I'm saying, like tell yourself the good things about yourself, but also like be honest with yourself and be like, what am I doing that is unhealthy? What am I doing that I need to make a change on? Like, what can I do? What am I doing great? But also, what do I need to improve upon? And I go to the gym a lot now. I'll tell you that much because that really helps me with that mind state.
You in the gym all the time, even when you just had surgery. Joe,
Yes.
Teddy, Joe was in the gym. Bro had surgery on Monday. He was in the gym on Wednesday. Not even he's not supposed to be walking. He had surgery on his foot. Where his leg? Was his foot leg? He
Both.
ain't
Yeah.
say something. Let me say something. Teddy, me and Joe do a podcast. Bro pulled up to the
I knew
house.
he was gonna bring it up, dog. I knew he was gonna bring it up.
He ain't supposed to be. First off, he ain't supposed to be walking. He done drove all the way across the bridge to my house. He live over in southern Indiana. He just drove to Louisville. Not supposed to be driving. I go to the kitchen to I forgot. I went to the kitchen for something. I come back, open the door. I'm like, damn, bro, I'm in the house yet. He on crutches. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like you just had surgery, G. You ain't supposed to be. Like, what are we doing? Then
I
find out
broke
he went to
my
the concert the
ankle
next
now
day.
for like 4 months. So I don't know what this guy was on. I
No,
need the same type of medication he was taking. Because the Percocets that they gave me,
didn't do it. Didn't do it.
nothing.
Bruh.
Nothing. Nothing but
They
put
was
me to
giving me
sleep.
they gave me those perk 10s, man.
Same
And
here.
yeah,
I
no,
got a
they don't
metal
do nothing
rod from
for
my
you.
ankle all the way up to my shin.
Yeah.
Because
They
you had surgery about a year ago, right?
Yeah, like on Father's Day, nigga. On Father's Day. I broke my shit on Father's
oh damn.
Day.
They grafted an arch in my foot and then they went in there and sliced the Achilles tendon to stretch it so it'd be longer, you know? So
And you was fucking on crutches walking 2 days later?
yeah.
I commend you.
Or a different breed, dog.
I commend you.
Nah, don't commend that shit. That's stupid. Like you don't fucking
Hey,
go
he
do that
alive
shit.
and well right now. So shit, he did something right.
I would call it stupid. I would call it dangerous.
That's stupid. Every doctor in the world would say that's fucking stupid. You gotta heal. And he's alive and well, but he probably healed a little differently because of that.
I've had the same surgery done on my other foot, so I knew what to expect. I knew how to handle myself, and I knew what my limits
That's
were.
wow.
So, you know what I'm saying? It's like if it had been my first rodeo, I would have handled myself differently. But knowing what I knew about it, less than 24 hours later, I was at a heavy metal concert. Let me just tell you
Handle it differently. Let me tell you something. I had surgery. I'm shut down. You feel me?
Nigga, dog.
that. I'm shut down.
Hell, I get a little cough. I'm like, hey man, shit. I ain't even ready to do
I
this.
was a little baby when I broke my junk. Like, can you fluff this pillow for me? Can you walk my dog? Like, dog, I was in the bed. I was heartbroken. I was like, dang, yo, I can't. Yo, like, imagine, yo, it was like, yo, you can't walk. I was like, what you mean? They're like, you fat. You put some weight on this shit. It's over. Chill out. I'm gonna just tell you that right now, bro.
All right. Will, let me ask you. You said you wrap all of yours up. So basically, you don't deal with the emotions. Is that just your coping? Is that the way you cope? I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm gonna ball it all up and keep going.
I think it got to the point to where when I balled it up, honestly, like as I sit here and listen to you guys, I'm thinking to myself, man, like I don't I don't know if it's because of like some of the shit I went through and like it's just changed me to where I'm just happy to be alive, right? You feel me? So I don't really let too much shit try to get me down. Like I just don't. Like it's like I on to the next problem, on to the next. Life is just a series of fucking problems, right? So I just keep on trying to figure out the next one. I don't try to get too up or down on shit. I mean, of course I have happy moments and of course I've had bad moments to where I'm just like in a rut, but I try to only stay in that rut for so long, and then I just snap back into reality. You gotta fucking keep going. My dude said he got a 6-year-old. He can't stop. He has to keep going. So on his hard
Yep.
days, that's just a day. You feel me? Like it's you keep going, and then when you're dealing with a child with autism, it's that much harder. You feel me? So you just keep going. And that's what it is for me is I I I wouldn't necessarily say I try to hide my feelings or escape them. I just try to keep moving past it.
Nah, you're right.
Hell yeah.
Right. So I want to ask y'all, if y'all imagine, what are some of the things that we talk about? We're gonna talk about the ups here in a minute, but I want to talk about the downs. What are some of the things that trigger your down moments? Like for me, math is finances. Because like I talked about, my job to change, but my finances is different. My pay is different. So finances to me, the minute stuff ain't going right with my finances, it's like I don't want to say like a flip of a switch, but you can tell my mood changed because the pockets changed. So for me, like my biggest thing is finances. Joe, what would you say yours is?
Mine is absolutely finances too. My biggest struggle that I have, and I was actually just having this conversation earlier with my girl, was, and I feel like this is a lot of men too, but as we are labeled, you know what I'm saying, we're supposed to be providers. That's what we're always looked at, men as providers. We're supposed to be able to provide. When you are unable, when you're put in a situation where you're unable to provide, you start looking at yourself like, what good am I? Like, what am I? You know, and so it's like, I look at it like I equate my worth, like spiritually, mentally, physically, whatever, my human, my presence, my worth is tied directly to my financial worth. It's like I look at myself and I'm like, are you good enough based on a bank account? So I definitely say finances are the thing that get me down.
See, everything you just said is a
Yeah.
fact of nature for me. Because I look in that mirror, like right now, going through it. I probably should be asking my girl for help right now. But it's so
Hmm.
prideful in my head that I'm like, nah, I can't do it. Because that's not
Yep.
what I'm supposed to do. It's supposed to be in reverse.
It's
You hear me,
so hard
Teddy?
to ask for help, yo. It's so hard to ask for help as a man, yo.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big struggle for us.
Like, and it don't matter what type of help you asking for either. It's just like it's alright. Like, don't get me wrong. We know what we can ask for help for. Like, you can hit your bro up and be like, "Yo, you want to help me move these boxes? You want all of
Hmm.
that?" But you know how hard it is to hit your bro up and actually tell him like, "Yo, bro, I need 200 to hold me over for a week. I got you on Friday."
Yeah.
Are you in your
Yeah.
head like, do my bro think that I'm just this broke ass dude? Like, is he gonna still be my friend at the end of this situation? Like,
Mm.
bro, I've been unemployed for so long, working DoorDash. You feel me? With a child. You get me? So imagine how long I'm out here in these streets working DoorDash to do what I need to do just for my daughter, bro. And it's like you look at yourself differently when you're in these situations. Like, damn,
Yeah.
why? And
Hmm.
that's the question that nobody ever gets to answer. You'll never get that answer because you always ask yourself why. You'll never get that answer, but you'll always find a way. No matter how long it takes, you're gonna find that way. You're gonna kick
Yeah.
yourself while you finding that way, but you're gonna find that way. And it's so hard for a man to just sit here and be like, yeah, I'm not right now, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I don't feel like waking up. I don't feel like going to get in my car to go work 9 hours. My body hurt from working a 12-hour shift just to provide for y'all.
Yes.
It's hard to say stuff like that without second guessing yourself as a man. And then you got, and don't get me wrong, I don't know how everybody is with their relationship and everything. As a single man, you know how hard it is to walk up to a woman and be like, yeah, bro, let's date. You feel me? I ain't got no job. I work DoorDash and I got a kid. I'm a single dad. You gonna accept me as I am? Huh? You gonna do it for me? You
Can't
gonna
even
be there
imagine,
when I
dog.
gotta go to court for custody? You gonna be there when I have to go to court for child support and all of that? Or are you gonna look at me crazy because I even asked for child support for my daughter? It's stuff like that that go unnoticed.
Why would, okay, maybe it's just me. Why would, I guess I'm coming from a person who pays child support. Why would anybody look crazy for the person who's the custodial parent asking for child support?
They
Because you're
think
a
you the
man, bro.
man. They think
Because
you
you're a
the man.
man.
You
Yep.
You a
shouldn't have to
man.
do that.
And I
Let
said that to say, why, leads me to my next question. Why is it double standards for us when it comes to situations like that? And mainly so mental health, why is it double standards for us when we had these problems? Will?
Because the world is full of double standards, bro. Like that's just what it is. There's always gonna be double standards. It, there's no explanation for it. People just you have your way of thinking, and that's what you're stuck in. So when that's not fulfilled, then you're gonna see it the way you see it. So and to them, those aren't even double standards. It's just the way they think. You a man, this is what you do. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. Because he's a man, he go for child support, or any man go for child support. He's not a real man because he ain't taking care of his family by himself, or he ain't taking care. He can't handle it. But on the other, if you reverse it, then he ain't a real man if he don't pay his child support. So either way it goes, somebody gonna see me as not a real man for something I do. It's just the way it is. They're always judging your man.
Always going to be something.
They're always judging your manhood, bro. It's just what it is. Like you can't nothing. Everything you do, there's somebody in the back looking like, that's unmanly.
Oh,
You
So true.
sassy.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah,
manly. Nigga got an umbrella. Oh man, that nigga
I'm saying though,
unmanly.
I was actually about to bring that up. We can't even use an umbrella. We got, we
bro.
just gotta walk down in the damn floor
You ain't get a
and just in
raincoat,
the
nigga.
rain because it's sassy. We can't use it. Let me tell you something. I was on scrolling on Facebook. It's probably been a couple weeks now. I was scrolling on Facebook and they said, if a man know how to cook, that's sassy. My
Bro,
mother taught me life skills. I'm
I don't
sassy
know.
I'm saying
now.
I don't
right.
know how
My
to feed
mother taught me
myself.
a life skill.
I
I
used to
I spent
get
20 years
called
working in restaurants, so is that I guess that makes me what the
Sassy.
fuck? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get called gay and sassy for having a clean house.
Dog. Oh my God.
Some
Thank
niggas
you.
wanted you to
Thank
live in
you.
the trap house
Yeah.
because
I'm
your
like,
shit wasn't a trap
excuse
house.
me? Look
Niggas
how
was
many
mad.
Dove
Bro.
soaps you got. Look how much this you got. Why is your
You
toilet
got
paper?
candles?
Oh my God, it don't smell like weed in here and you
Yeah.
smoke?
Uh,
Oh my God, how did
mm-hmm.
you do that? You got clean
Mm-hmm.
sheets?
Say something.
Mm-hmm.
When I used to live by myself and I would have candles and I had like pictures on the wall and the clock on the wall, and females would come up and be like, with the side eye, like,
Where
who
the
You
did
got a
this?
shorty
woman
at?
living here.
You got a
Where the
Yeah.
woman living
shorty at?
here, or who did
Yeah.
this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I can't go to Bath and Body Works with my sister and buy a candle. I
Like,
can't.
damn, nigga,
Right?
I got a mama, raggedy bitch.
I got
Bro.
some old training. You feel me?
So
Yeah.
sorry I was raised the right way.
Yeah, it's crazy though. It's just
So
everything
sorry
is
my grandmother
unmanly.
made sure that I knew how to cook, clean, and all of that so I wouldn't be impressed by that little shit that you're gonna do.
Right.
Hmm.
I'm
But
sorry. I
nowadays,
know how to wash my sheets. I know how
it's
to
to
use
the
a washer
point
and
to where
dryer. My
it's the
bad.
point where nowadays you gotta be impressed by that shit. Like it's become so rare that you're more impressed by that because a lot of them ain't cooking and clean.
Wow.
So it's like, damn, most you actually know how to do it. It used to be common. Now it's rare.
In a new age of runners. But we talked about the down. I do want to talk about because Teddy brought it up. So Joe and Will, I want to get your thoughts on it. Being able to confide in one of your partners, confide in one of your male friends. Y'all feel like y'all have those type of friends where y'all can have those conversations. Will I ask you
Mm-hmm.
first?
Absolutely.
Hey,
Absolutely.
Will, is it do you find it difficult to have those conversations, or you have those friends where it's not it don't bother you whatsoever?
Yeah. So
I
nah. Go ahead, Joe.
no, I was gonna say I've almost cultivated a group of people that I surround myself with now as I've gotten older that I don't see, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to be around people where I didn't feel comfortable expressing that part of me because, those kind of people would look at me like y'all talking about it, like, boy, that boy got some zest to him, a little bit spice, whatever you want to call it, man. And so as I got older though, and became more comfortable with being myself, I was like, I'm only going to surround myself with people that I know will support me through whatever I'm going through, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like Q, I mean, I got you and Sean. I'll talk to him. You know, I got my buddy Eric. I call up. I've cultivated that kind of people around me so that I can still do that.
That you would.
Yeah, so I guess similar to Joe, but mine has been like a lifetime of just knowing certain people who are actually in my circle and being able to identify who's actually in your circle, right? So like sometimes we think there's people in our circle, and, but then they're not really as deep in as we want them to be. So as a young person, I was able to identify my circle, and I'm pretty much kept it tight ever since. Most of my friends I've been friends with for 20 years plus. So it's just I don't have a hard time turning to those people because they've been there for me through all my times, and I've been there through all their times. So it's more like a brotherhood. So build your brotherhood, and it'd be easier to turn to those brothers because it feels a little different than turning to a friend.
Sorry, you said friendships for 20 plus years.
Yeah,
I have,
I think you're probably one of my youngest friendships, and it's been what 20 years almost.
yeah. But I was just getting ready to
Yeah.
say, you're my oldest friendship because a lot of people I was cool with before, I ain't necessarily cool with them for different, you know what I'm saying, for different reasons. I was just about to say, you're my oldest friendship, and what was I 17 when I started K Park? So yeah, right at like 19, 20 years.
Well, yeah, friendships I would consider part of my circle, my brotherhood, right?
Yeah.
Um, but like I mean, I've made friends that I have like new friends, people I work with, associates, stuff like that. I got those. I make those all the time, but like those brotherhood friends, those what you would think would be lifetime. Like I like to think of them as the my group of pallbearers, right? We never know when our time is coming. But, I got a group of guys that I'm pretty sure would carry that casket for me. So
Using the
that's
power bearer. I call him
yeah.
groomsmen. That's how I refer to
Hey,
him.
well, I'm already married, so
Yeah,
I ain't,
look.
but the people not married, look at it as your groomsmen. I've been in this for a while, so
Yeah, yeah, you've
I'm
been there for a
marching towards the end. So that's my next big task. So where my pallbearers at, bro?
while. I'm saying, yeah, I'm looking at mine as groomsmen. Like, if I was to get married tomorrow, who would I have on that stage? Right? That's how I look at mine as groomsmen. But I get your point.
Yeah.
You already married, so
But it's easier to turn to that group. But I still do find it hard sometimes. I mean, don't get it twisted. Showing your vulnerability is tough. Like
Yep.
showing people that you need them is a hard thing to do. Shit, even as a kid, asking my parents for shit, I would have to like build up the courage for. So yeah, it's still tough, but I know who to ask and who not to waste my time.
let me say something. Building the building the courage up to ask your parents for. What my child had to, he asked me for something every daggone day. Like, bro, ain't got no pause whatsoever. Uh,
I used to have to do a countdown. I have to count down to 10 before I can get it out.
It be like that.
Yeah, but let me just say it real quick. It was tough.
um, I know it's hard because we didn't live in previous eras. Do y'all think our struggle now is harder than it was then? Let's say 25, 30 years ago?
No.
Not
You
really.
said, you said not really?
I'm gonna say no, one, because like for me, I was like 30 years ago, I was a kid, and like all the men that was in my life that was like could have been like a good figure to go after, they lived their own lives. So like a lot of the things that people see from back in the day, it couldn't even translate to adults nowadays. Like you gotta think about it, like back in the day you could go to the army 4 years, do your contract, get a house, get a car, and get a government job like it was nothing. Now you go to the army, do your 4 years, you coming out, you're not even able to get an apartment. Like the
Yeah.
struggles are different because of how time is just moving. Like I remember us being kids wanting to do so much adult stuff, and look at us now. Who wants to pay these bills to be an adult?
You got a solid point. You got a solid point. I, the
Yeah.
thing I would say about, let's say, 30 years ago, because the times was different. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna speak as a black man. Our access is better. I'm not saying it's great, but our access to things now is better than it was 30 years
Definitely.
ago. And we like right now we have it's 4 men out here talking about their mental capacities, their mental emotions, their mental strength. 30 years ago, that wasn't even a conversation.
Facts.
No.
So
Sitting in the backyard with a beer.
No.
yeah,
Exactly.
and
You had
then
to wait
nobody
till
said
everybody
that.
was shit faced drunk.
So I think don't get me wrong, times is harder now because like now you got the internet, and then a lot of people are watching what whoever did on Instagram, thinking they on this trip and that trip, and I'm struggling to pay my bills, not knowing what they did to pay to go on that trip. Don't get me wrong, like
Yep.
we have new challenges, but I feel like they did have some hard challenges because of the fact that the access was different. Well, what you think?
So yeah, I would probably lean toward exactly what you. As I was listening to you, I was thinking, man, it pretty much covers most of my bases. Uh, it was just a different time, right? So like, it was probably just as hard, right? It's hard today because we live today. It was hard then because they was living then. Like, it's
Yeah.
if you struggling today, your struggle feels bad. If you struggle back then, it felt bad. So I think it's just the time you live in. Your struggle is yours, but it's similar to the one before. Uh, the internet doesn't make life now easier in every aspect. Like it does in so many, but as far as mental health goes, that is probably one of the most damaging things that we do most of the
Mhm,
time on daily is the
mhm,
internet, is
mhm.
social media in particular. Let's not paint the internet with a wide brush. Let's point to exactly what it is. Social media. Social media for men, women, children, we probably take in too much of it. You should probably try to find your way away from it every once in a while. Get back to just normal shit. It gives you a break. It sets your expectations to reality, like to your reality. You're not chasing somebody else's reality or their perceived reality because most of the time, if you see it on the internet, it's been put together for you to see on the internet. It probably wasn't really like that. Like we've all took that perfect picture to post on the internet at vacation. But if you swung that
Uh-huh.
camera, the hotel room was a wreck. People were mad. Kids were fighting. But we got that perfect picture of the beach.
Mhm.
So it's we see what people want us to see on the internet, and we let that control us a little bit too much. So that has made life harder for us now. They didn't have something like that back then. It was your intimate circle, right? People in your neighborhood, people you worked with. Those are who you had to worry about. opinions of you. Now it's everybody who you come in contact with on the internet worried about their opinions and shit. So yeah, you add a lot of stress on us through that. And so it's a little hard now because of that. But I'm pretty sure, you know, they was stressing just as hard back then. Shit, I seen pictures of them niggas. Them niggas at 30 look like they was about like 47.
Bruh.
Yeah, you're right.
Uh-huh.
You're right. You're right.
Uh-huh.
You're right. You're right.
Them
Bruh.
niggas was stressed, bro. They was dealing with racism still real tough and shit. It was, we deal with it, but they was dealing with it a lot worse. So it was a lot going on, man. It was stress.
You're right. Joe, what you think? Is it harder now or back then?
I think every generation has their different, you know what I'm saying, things. Like I would say back then it would have been harder for like certain groups of people, like what you talking about back then, you know what I'm saying, for your minorities, for your LGBTQ people. It was a lot more of a struggle back then because you wasn't supposed to be. You ain't supposed to exist in certain circles, like you better not exist almost, So I feel like we have made a lot of strides in that situation. We still got a long way to go. And I also feel like, back then, like like trying to be somebody who's like, I want to be in, you know what I'm saying, like arts or something like that as a man, being like, I want to do this or I want to do that, or even women who are like, I don't want to be, Susie Q fucking housekeeper or whatever. I want to do this, like it was a lot harder back then, but we've broken a lot of barriers now. So in that sense, I feel like we've come a long way. But yeah, I feel like every generation has their things that are going to be hard for 'em. And that's how we make progress.
All right. Just one more thing I want to touch on before we get out of here. Well, two more things. But one, Joe, I know you don't have kids, so I'm gonna ask Teddy and Will. Uh, for me, like fatherhood, after finances, fatherhood is probably my second thing. Just simple fact. I grew up without I knew who my father was, but I ain't see him that often. He lived around the corner from my aunt, but I saw him once every 2, 3 years, right? So I really didn't know. I didn't have that relationship with him. So the thing I always try to work on is in everything to my child that my father wasn't. So I'm always stressing about, am I being a good enough parent? Am I doing the right things? Am I teaching him right? Because it's not. I don't want to just be a babysitter the days he's with me compared to the days he's with his mother. I want to be an active father and try to give him life lessons. Whether he listens to them or not, I want to make sure that he when he gets older, he can point back to, yeah, I remember my daddy saying that, or my daddy told me that, or I also want him to have core memories. Like it was last weekend. We did a paper rock scissors. If you got lost, you lost. Your head got ducked in flour. We did it a year ago too. But I also want
I
him
was
to.
gonna say y'all did that a couple of years in a row, and I like that. I really do.
Yeah, I want him to have core memories as well as when I'm gone, he can point to, well, me and my daddy did this when I was growing up. How does
Mhm.
fatherhood play into your mental health? Teddy, I'm gonna ask you first.
Um, so just to give a backstory, my daughter was in custody with her mom from the time she was born until this past December. Um, those 6 years of my life was probably the darkest times of my life. Like, as y'all know, I live in Texas. My daughter lived in New Jersey. So, like, I was seeing her probably once a year if I could afford
Hey,
it. And, like, it wasn't no phone calls. It wasn't no, oh, let's FaceTime. Because she's autistic. She don't even want to be on the phone, you know? So, like, I'm not mad, but it's like, damn, like, I'm missing out. So, like, right now, I'm not gonna say I'm the happiest, but the level of joy that I get that I wake up and I get to see her face every day, it gives me as much energy as I need to fight the day, no matter what I'm going through. Because it's like, just like William was saying, there's no giving up. Like you gonna show your child that you gave up, what you really teaching your child. So like having her here has been the best thing that I could say for my mental health, for the mere fact I'm not worried about my autistic child. Something's happening in New Jersey and nobody wants to tell me anything. I'm not sad anymore that I don't get to talk to my daughter or see my daughter, see if she has any cuts on her face, see if she's been crying lately. Like if she said a word. Like I have a nonverbal autistic child. So like just her saying okay to me now compared to not saying anything back in the day, it's a blessing. You feel me? So it's like it's a big morale boost to have her here. And fatherhood could not made anything worse. Like there's a song, and if y'all ever get the chance, it's by J. Cole's called She's Mine Part 2. There's a part of the song where he was like, yeah, I'm in the delivery room and like you don't know how much your birth brought me joy, but you don't understand how hard it is for me to ask myself if I'm ready for this blessing, if I can handle this blessing. Is it gonna be too heavy to carry? Is it gonna be too light to carry? Am I gonna knock this out the park? Am I gonna fail? But at the end of the day, you still mine. I ain't got no choice. So it's like it's happiness. At the end of it is happiness. I'm gonna deal with my personal stuff on my own, but when it comes to just being a dad, it's the most happiest thing I've ever done in my life. It's the only thing that I feel as though personally I did right. That's the only thing that I personally feel as though that's going right in my life, being a dad. And like I wouldn't trade that for anything in this world. Like being her father is the best thing that's ever happened in my life. Ever. And I'm the happiest man every time I see her smile.
Right. It's crazy how much your child can bring you joy. You hit it right on the head. Like if they don't know how much they mean to us and how much just them being around uplifts us and makes us better. Will, what about you and fatherhood? How does that play into your mental health?
It's just a motivator, right? So it's a motivator for you to have it together because you ain't got no choice. Like you said, you can't let them see you not with it together. So um, you try to hold it together as good as you can. But what I will say is there will be times where you might break a little bit, and it's good to have them around sometimes in those times because they're good. They're great for comforting, but also it just shows them that you're human. Like yeah, my dad, or even some cases my mom, they're superheroes in my eyes, but deep down inside, I know they're just human. And it's okay to be vulnerable sometimes. You teach them that it's okay to have a moment. You teach them how to move on from those moments too through that same action. So um, yeah, they're my motivation, but they're also my support. And when I am feeling down, I can sometimes I just have simple. My kids are older now. Um, my youngest is four, 14. Look, I gotta think about it. Uh, my oldest is 15, he'll be 16 in a few months. So they're older kids. I can talk to them on a personal level now. But I remember the days when my youngest was that autistic little kid, not verbal for a nice amount of time. Yeah, was blown away when he first started talking. You'll be blown away when she first started talking. I promise you, you will. And she just starts giving you constant words. You're gonna be like, "Oh my god!" And yeah, mine just start reading shit off the TV. That's how they start talking and just start showing me different stuff on TV. But they motivate you. You know, in those dark days, they can be light.
Um, last time before we get out of here, we do got to talk about dating or being in relationships when it comes to being in mental health. And you already talked about being single, but so I'm gonna ask you a question different. When you out here pursuing a woman, is that one of the conversations that you have? Is about how you comfortable? How does that woman feel about men in mental health? Is that a conversation that you have in the courting stage?
This, this for me?
This for you. This for you. It's all you, big
Oh,
up.
so in recent times, from December until now, I've had a multitude of different reactions to me being a single dad. One, had women told me that it's weird that I have custody of my daughter because I'm the man, and you shouldn't be taking a child out of their mother's home, especially this late at life. I've had women tell me, oh my God, this gives you more points. Look at you being a single dad. Oh, I've had women even say, so that means that you don't got time for me? What? Oh, how am I supposed to come into your life and you already taking care of your mother and your daughter? That's the whole part of dating, to see if this is the person that you can merge lives with.
Mhm.
So dating as a single dad and just dating period, especially in Houston, Texas, it's horrible, horrible, like basura, trash. I can't do it no more, bro. Like I really have left all of it alone. Like there are people who have gained access to my life, but like a lot of them really don't know. Like yo, y'all don't know the nights I have where I'm up until 4 o'clock in the morning because my autistic daughter thinks that it's cool to run around the house, or how she wakes up sometimes after going to sleep at 8 o'clock. She'll wake up at 3 o'clock and be like, "Let's get the day started." Oh, but you're tired. No, I've made time for women, and I've been the first date I try to ask a girl on after becoming a single father and her moving down here. I got stood up and got a text message an hour later after I got stood up saying, "Hey, I come to think of it, I really didn't want to date a dude that had a kid, and I didn't really believe that you were a single dad with your child. But after you told me that you were late coming here, or you were running late, what was it? It was because I was running late. After you told me that you were running late because you were trying to get her to go to sleep, it just made me think like I don't want to deal with that. Cool. Dating is trash. So I leave it alone for the sake of my mental health, as what we're speaking about right now. I'm leaving that shit alone. Have fun. I can have all of these women out here. Have fun. I'll stay in the crib.
Couldn't say that. When I told you I was running late, you had to wait for an hour after I've been waiting for you to finally decide to get the courage enough. That's gonna be a whole nother conversation, boy. Whole nother
Mhm.
Houston is
conversation.
trash at dating. It's honestly, I think it's because of where I live, but dating is just trash in general. A lot of people, like y'all was saying earlier, a lot of people live their lives off of what they see on social media and not from what is right in front of you. Like
Reality.
I'm not the best dude out here, and I'm never gonna claim to be the best guy out here. That would be so superficial. I'm a regular ass dude. I do regular shit. If you're mad that I do regular shit, I guess I'm not the regular guy for you. Go take your ass around to somebody else who likes to do all of that fancy shit. I'm not that dude. I'm gonna crack open this blue moon. I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna chill. Or I'm gonna crack open this Hennessy. I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna chill. Put my feet up because I've been up for 19 hours. And this 30 minutes that I take before I go to sleep is what I got.
It's my time. That's some me time right there, and I need that. Now, Will, you've been married for a long time, brother.
Hmm.
How does your wife help you in your mental
Oh, just another layer of support, right? Uh, it comes with the caveats sometimes, you gotta take it for what it is. 'Cause, unlike your children who are there to support you and not that judgment, your spouse, right, they're gonna give you what you're asking, but they also gonna give you more than that. They gonna give you their opinion, rightfully so, right? So um, it's just another layer of support uh, when you have a good one, right? So that's that. That's the hidden truth of it. Like you have a good one in those hard times, they make it better. Uh, Not so good one, hard times, they make it harder. It's just what it is. So it's just really important to have that's one you can have, and you gotta check them loose because they ain't gonna help you, man.
you're right. And you having a bad partner will make the difficult times hard. Joe, same question. How does being in a relationship interact with your mental health? How does that coincide?
You know, I'll say that the same struggles that I have are the same struggles that my girl has. And so that that's actually been a blessing because she understands how I feel when I feel it. And so she knows, what I'm saying, like we know how to communicate about these things. Like so when I can see the same things that I can feel, what I'm saying, like in her, when I can see she's going through it, I can talk to her about it and vice versa. And so that's been a really good thing. I'm also going to say, because I feel real spoiled about this, you know, my ex knows the kind of, like mental state that I have. And she knows, like, with me being off of work right now, how that affects me. And so she still reaches out on a pretty regular basis to be like, hey, I just want to check in and see how you're doing, how you're feeling. So I feel really lucky in that sense. So,
I think it's good to have that support system. I can speak for me. I am I'm blessed to have a partner that I could be vulnerable with, even if I don't be willing to listen sometimes, or take the necessary help that I be needing at times. But it is good to have that partner who I feel like I can come to, and I'm not gonna have no judgment off the back of it. Like I can just be me, and it's not gonna be no judgment. I can express myself how I want to express, how I need to express myself, not even how I want, how I need to express myself, and there won't be no judgment, and I can be comfortable with it. So I think that's the biggest thing to me, as far as the relationship and my mental health is, I can express myself the way I need to, and I'm not gonna be looked as weak or not strong enough, or it's gonna be a problem, or it's gonna be thrown up in an argument when we have an argument 2, 3 weeks later. Right? I'm not gonna have none of that. So I think that's the biggest takeaway for me as far as mental health being in a relationship. So I think that's tip my hat to her. But we're gonna get up out of here, Teddy. And I appreciate you joining Hold Up and Another Thing. We'll have to get you on Mixed Vibes. We'll have to get you on from my perspective because you know baseball me beyond. That ain't what we do. So, that
I
ain't
got
what we
you.
do.
I'll be here.
But I appreciate you, Teddy. Mr. Break Glass himself, my oldest friendship. You know what I'm saying? I thank you, sir.
No, man, no problem at all, man. Glad to be here.
Thank you. And then, now, last but certainly not least, Joe. Thank you, sir.
Of course, anytime, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Thank y'all for
I got
listening to
one.
another.
I got one thing to say to everybody before, and this is for everybody that's listening, everybody that's here right now. Fellas, if you are in need of help, don't be
Yes.
afraid to go to therapy, bro. I've been in
Hmm.
therapy for 5 years. Do some work, go get some books, read, read, read. It is going to help you out to keep on being the man that you are, and it's going to keep on making you better. Do not be afraid of what's going to come from the blessings that you're going to get from reaching out to better yourself. That's all it is. It's not you asking for a handout. It is you reaching out to be better for yourself so you can be better for everybody that comes around you.
Yes, 100%, bro.
But yeah, thank y'all for listening to another episode of Hold Up and Another Thing, presented by Mixed Vibes Media. Y'all already know the vibes. I'm glad Teddy said that, but there is one more thing I won't leave y'all with. Reach out to your homeboys. Make sure they okay. Just ask them, are you alright? You talk about anything? You sure? Or just reach out to your homeboys and tell them that they're doing a good job. Because you never know what how much that mean to them. Me and Teddy can reels back and forth to each other all the time.
Facts.
Now, I ain't been I'm proud of you, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you reach out to your homies and tell them, either ask them do they need to talk or tell them that you're proud of them. Because you never know how much that's gonna mean to them. Yeah, thank y'all for listening to another episode of Hold Up and Another Thing. It's your boy, Mr. Bell. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.